What's going on, everybody? As you can tell by the surroundings, we are not at VIR. We're at CMP this weekend with GridLife, all stickered up, running unlimited. Now the reason I'm running unlimited this weekend for me is kind of just like a shakedown test for GLGT. So as the car sits right now, it's extremely close to GLGT spec, power and weight, even the tires. There are a few oddballs, like I'm going to have to put headlights in it, rain light, weird stuff, you know what I mean? But as far as like power to weight, I'm right there. So yeah, so my plan this year is to compete in GridLife. No real changes other than tires, a new wing mount, and then I did have to go back to my smaller American iron splitter because that's legal to GLGT rules. That's really about it. I've never been here. We'll see how we do. Again, running unlimited, not really expecting too much. Again, just a shakedown, so let's see what we get. All right guys, first session is done. First time here, so didn't do anything special at all. Car felt okay, but I haven't been in it in about a year and a half. And now it's different aero, different tires, so it's like completely different car, learning the track. I did like a 43 or something. There was a little bit of smoke. I don't know if it's burning off from when I was working on the car or what, so I got to keep an eye on that. That's about it. No real tweaks, especially because it's like I'm just learning the track. So one of the things I forgot to bring was the helmet mount for the camera. So I'm going to try and hook up something to bring you guys along. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. All right guys, so much better session that time. I think a 40 point something. Let me check. I did have a 39 going, but I'll throw that that bit of the video in, going over the kink on the back. Something definitely broke on the car, and I don't know if it was the kink. So I had a 40.5. I think on that run I was up like a half second. I saw 39, but anyway, so with the track warming up, only real changes I made on the car, I put a little more wing in it because it was really loose. But now you can see the angle of this tire pointed way this way, while this one is straight. So let's get under there and see what we got. Oh, and my ghetto camera mount. So This video, audio might be a little funky because I'm just holding just the GoPro, but here's what it is. Let's see what broke. All right, guys, so here you go. That is the bolt that goes to the tie rod end that just snapped. So that's a, whatever size that is, grade 8. The other thing is I definitely lost a spacer or two. And these old chassis Mustangs are notoriously bad for what's called bump steer. So that's why there's such a tall spacer stack there. When you move the control arm pivot points for better geometry, you gotta kind of play with the tie rod end. So, I guess best bet, it's a mouthful. Gotta go to a hardware store. It's a grade 8, get a nut, bolt, measure the other side, get a bunch of washers and just kind of build a stack and just make it close to the other side, and that should be okay. I'll double check toe, you know, but that could have been a whole lot worse if that broke somewhere else. Fortunately, the car kind of tracked straight because of the caster, but yeah, that could have been super sketchy. So right now I gotta go find the closest hardware store with some pretty long grade 8 bolts. All right, guys, so I went and got a bunch of new bolts, got extra hardware in case this happens again. I will do the driver's side when the track goes cold. I'm a little bit pressed for time at the moment, but put the new bolt in, kind of guesstimated the shims. Luckily I found some extras in a bin that I have. I got to be close enough, and this car is so stiffly sprung, it's not like a little bit of slightly incorrect bump steer is going to be huge. So yeah, kind of just can't worry about it this weekend. I'm getting the toe checked out, and I didn't adjust anything, and we're pretty much like exactly what we were on when I checked it before I left to come here. So I actually don't even need to adjust it. I think that's about it. I'm actually out soon, so gotta do gas, check a few other things over, and last session of the day. Alright guys, so as you can tell, went out in a wet session. Obviously didn't do anything spectacular. Kind of just wanted to feel the car out, because again, remember, going to be running GLGT. They race in the rain. The race next year here could be in the rain. Just getting comfortable back in the car. and kind of just to feel out the, make sure like the alignment was good, and you know, the car tracked straight down the straightaway and everything. That's really it. So that is it for day one. We'll see what we get tomorrow. Hopefully the weather is a little bit better. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I did swap out the driver's side bolt. So let's see, get it in the light. You can see it is looking, I don't know, obviously not great. I got some extras just in case it snaps again. That bolt is probably, it's been in there 10 years probably, if not more. So yeah, 2 new ones should be good for a long time. Going to download my data. I'll look over some of that because the session 2, I did do a 40. I was on track for a 39. You know, maybe see if I can pick something up. So yeah, that does it for day one. Guys, just finished that session. Official time was like a 39.7, so happy I got into the 39s. Car felt okay. It's pretty cold out, you know, so first session, I don't know. I'm not super familiar with these tires, these temps, all that stuff. I did, however, go to Dyno afterwards, and I made like 338 one run, 340, 341, something like that. So I'm right around 340. It's a little bit more than I was thinking. I was thinking like 330-ish. But again, it's like 50-something degrees right now. So perfect boost weather for this car. Middle of summer, you know, would I make 10 less? Maybe. Other thing to note, I rolled across scales at 3,075. And if I did the math, I was legal by like 10, 15 pounds. So anyways, so yeah, I'm feeling good about all that stuff. At this point, I don't think I'm really gonna change anything on the car. Again, still just kind of learning this track, and yesterday, you know, rain session kind of, you know, messed that up and breaking my tie rod end length. So I'm gonna download some data, just look at data and try and find some time that way. morning, everybody. It is Sunday, final day. We only have one, well, I'll say I only have one session because I'm not going to be in the top 5 shootout. Pretty cold today. I'm fueled up again to kind of run almost the whole session. Yeah, kind of see what we did. Looked at a little bit of data last night, got some ideas, and we'll kind of see if it works. Always tricky when, you know, yesterday it was pretty warm track in the afternoon, going to a super cold track. You know, is there enough differences just in like track and temperature where, you know, any changes are kind of nullified or whatever? And yesterday's session, I did go slightly quicker, like not even a tenth, like a low 39.7 or something. So yeah, we'll see if we can go a little bit better. Alright guys, that's the final session. It did go a little bit better. Previous best was a 139.715. I just did a 139.712. So what's that, 3/1000ths of a second? Hey, better's better. Definitely, I learned a bunch this weekend. Again, first time here. It was good getting this car back out and really feeling it out. There's a few things I need to check out, change, tinker with before Midwest Fest. But yeah, I mean, all things considered, I think I can take this as a pretty positive weekend overall. I don't think I really have any closing notes, so I think that's about it. So as always guys, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.